District Congresswoman ng Batangas at Chairperson ng Justice Committee. Walang iba kundi si Congresswoman Jerville Jinky Luistro. Kong Jerville, good morning. Si Danny Buenafe uli sa programang Kabayan.
Good morning, Danny, and thank you for having me here again sa programang Kabayan. Good morning sa lahat ng ating followers and viewers.
Yun, thank you very much sa oras at least nagkaroon kayo ng panahon para ma-interview namin kayo. Napaka-importante kasi dahil bukas inaasahan natin yung last hearing na, no? Hopefully April 29, pero etong mga nagdaang araw naging controversial kasi itong mga paglalahad dito ng AMLA, 'di ba, ng ombudsman dun sa Salin. At kanina nakikinig ako kay former Senate President Frank Drilon at saka yung lawyer ho ni Attorney Mans Carpio, siyempre yung pag-dispute ho at sinasabi nila na pagtatalo kung talagang may legal may tinatayo ang ban legal itong paglalahad ho ng AMLA na sinasabi ni Attorney Neil Bayon ay talaga daw dapat sa Senate trial yan, hindi pwede exception to the rule na kung impeachment ang gagamitin, dapat sa trial, hindi ho dapat sa initiation lang na impeachment mula sa House.
Well, we beg to disagree to that, no, Danny? Because maliwanag dun sa exception ng Bank Secrecy Law, impeachment case. And when does the complaint become an impeachment case? That is upon referral to the Justice Committee. As a matter of fact, the law does not distinguish between a proceeding before the Justice Committee and the trial before the Senate. Ang sinabi lang, impeachment case. At ang sabi sa ating batas, when the law does not provide, when the law does not distinguish, we should not distinguish, no? In other words, Danny, we are maintaining the position na constitutional lahat ng naging proceeding sa Justice Committee, including the issuance of subpoena of the AMLAC report, no? We want to make it clear as well na ang sinabpina po natin is AMLAC, including the AMLAC report. We did not subpoena the bank and the bank records, no?
Okay.
And we acknowledge na option naman talaga yan ng defense team kasama ng mga petitions na pending nasa Supreme Court. As a matter of fact, 4 na nga yan na nasa Supreme Court, may isang nasa Regional Trial Court. So, total 6 to. Criminal complaint naman filed against the AMLAC, BSP, myself, and Kong Laila, Kong Percy, and Kong Chel, no? But nonetheless, we in the Justice Committee are maintaining legal po lahat ng ginawa ng ating komite.
Okay, para malinaw sa ating mga viewers, kasi ang ini-insist nyo at naririnig ko rin sa lahat ng mga legal mga experts, if it's for the purpose of impeachment, parang to open bank records as the basis of a subpoena, legal, walang violation ang paglalahad ho ng AMLA dahil ito ay impeachment process na ho na kahit na initiation or walang probing questions, di ba?
That is correct, Danny, no? Yan talaga ang position ng Justice Committee. But I want to clarify, kahit naninindigan ng Justice Committee na may authority tayo na magsabpina ng bank records by way of exception to the Bank Secrecy Law, minarapat natin ang isabpina na lang ay ang AMLAC. Reason is, we've been very conservative. We are taking the safer route in as far as this impeachment proceeding is concerned because we do not want to become a subject matter of another petition before the Supreme Court.
Pero bakit ano yung binabanggit nila na AMLA na parang provision or I don't know if it's part of their parang IRR nila na yung 2001 na supposedly hindi dapat naglalahad or pinoproteksyonan ng mga bank transactions at hindi dapat nilalahad ng AMLA? Merong sinasite sila Kong Jerville.
That is correct, Danny, no? Merong confidentiality provision dito sa Anti-Money Laundering Act. But it does not, it pertains to bank records and not to reports of covert transaction and suspicious transaction. However, alam kong ni-raise din nila yung Section 8A, which pertains to prohibition to officials and employees of AMLAC to disclose information received in their capacity as such. However, ang sagot namin dyan, Danny, in considering that this is an impeachment proceeding, The mandate is coming from the Constitution. It is accountability mechanism. The provisions
Ayun, oo.
concerning confidentiality and exception to the same should be read in totality, no? Which means that yung exception na provide ng bank secrecy law must be considered also in as far as the AMLAC report is concerned.
Okay, so malinaw yun, yung accountability mechanism ang tinutuhog natin lahat dito, no? Pero bakit ho yung nangyari naman dun sa, alam ko, naka-hold ngayon sa table at malamang, ewan ko, pag-uusapan ba bukas yun sa hearing ninyo, yung BIR, yung mga ano naman, ITR nila, for now, di ba, para may sinusunod naman sila yung internal revenue rules naman, na kaya hindi nila muna maibubulgar kung ano man ang loob, no, although nagbutuhan kayo para i-hold yun, ano mangyayari bukas yun? Pero although, sinasabi na ho ninyo lahat sa mga naririnig ko, may probable cause na, baka hindi na kailangan buksan. Pero for now ho ba, meron ho ba talagang move para to open that box bukas?
Actually, Danny, since we are anticipating na boboto bukas after clarificatory hearing on
Yes.
on the allegations of threat, because there are no other matters pending,
Yes.
it becomes mandatory upon us to resolve the question on whether to open or not the BIR box.
Oo.
Kasi after the botohan, we will be terminating the proceeding of the Justice Committee after the approval of the committee report, no? At hindi namin pwedeng maiwan yan na hanging. So, kung walang ibang inclinations ang majority ng justice members tomorrow, then we should be ready to vote. But before we vote, kailangan naming ma-dispose of itong matter laid on the table or matter deferred or pending before us. And that is the question of whether to open or not.
Okay.
So, as to the position of the BIR, tama ka dun, Danny, under the National Internal Revenue Code, meron silang exception. The exception pertains to legislative inquiry and on the occasion of which dapat may executive session, no?
Oo nga.
So narinig natin yung palitan ng paliwanag during the last hearing.
Yes.
Some are saying that this is an impeachment proceeding. It should be greater than a legislative hearing, and therefore, if impeachment is an exception, then if it is allowed in a legislative hearing, it must be allowed as well in case of impeachment proceeding. No, ito yung mga gustong buksan. Pero yung mga ayaw buksan, ang sinasabi nila, legislative hearing is different from an impeachment proceeding. They also added by saying that if indeed the intention of the author of the NIRC is to take impeachment as an exception, they should have provided that the same way that the author of Bank Secrecy Law provided impeachment as an exception. But the thing is...
Hello? Kong Jervil? Naku, naputol si Kong Jervil. Importante na yung pinapaliwanag niya. Mobile kasi si Kong Jervil ho, mga kapamilya, kaserbisyo. Importante na yung pagpapaliwanag niya. Ang sinasabi niya, baka posible na ano pa rin yan, isettle nila bukas yung pagbubukas, no? Pero tatapusin muna nila yung huling issue, yung tungkol sa threats. Kasi alam ko, NBI ang naka-schedule mag-testify bukas. At hopefully daw baka i-play up uli yung yung di ba yung threat ho na ginawa ni Vice President Sara noon, naalala nyo nung November yata yon. Okay, ready na ho? Ready na si Kong Jervil? Okay. Pinipilit ho natin maibalik yung linya ho ni yung Zoom natin kay Kong Jervil. Nasa nasa biyahe. Most of the time, hindi naman napuputol, pero for now, kailangan abangan natin yung paliwanag niya kasi gusto lang natin malaman. Tomorrow, yun yung crucial. So, magbobotohan hopefully by tomorrow. Kong Jervil, okay na ho, in linya?
Sorry.
Oo.
Sorry, nasa Batangas ako.
Okay, sorry ma'am. Oo, pero napaka-importante yung huling binabanggit nyo. Yung sinasabi nyo, yung tungkol sa BIR, yung pagbubukas ng box, ibig sabihin, isi-settle pa rin ninyo yan after mapakinggan ho NBI on the death threats? Tama ho ba?
Correct, Danny. So, ang magiging flow ng ating hearing bukas, clarificatory hearing muna on allegations of threat. And then second, we will be resolving the question of whether to open or not the BIR box. And third, kung wala lang ibang inclination ang members, we should be ready to vote.
Okay,
That should be the flow tomorrow.
can we say na ang flow bukas, definitely the committee members will vote na? 'Di ba? Tama ba? Yung
Well,
committee bukas din.
Because I don't meet them, no? So my reservation is this. Kung wala nang ibang inclination ang majority ng justice members after the clarificatory hearing on allegations on threat, then we should be ready to vote tomorrow.
Okay. Kasi ang nakikita ko at naririnig ko rin sa mga ibang legal experts at saka iba ring mga political analysts, napakataas na kasi yung threshold, yung ano lang to di ba, probable cause. Tingin ko parang sumobra-sobra na, pati kayo naririnig ko, no?
Mababa
Doon.
ang threshold.
Oo, sumobra na, pero ang numbers dapat 106 pero mukha daw beyond na Ang naririnig ko 155 na yata. So tingin nyo, you're very confident that this will be voted in plenary. Tama ho ba May 4 ang sabi nyo na posibleng magbotohan sa plenaryo? Kong Jervil? Naputol na naman si Kong Jervil.
If the majority of the justice members will be, wala na ba ulit ako?
Yeah, ma'am, naririnig ko na kayo. So ibig sabihin, pag nagbotohan o bukas ang committee, most likely sa plenaryo ho, mga May 4?
Ganito, Danny, no? If we will be able to vote tomorrow, so on May 4, I wish to suggest to have a hearing for the approval of the committee report.
Okay.
And that committee report has an attached resolution and articles of impeachment already. If this is in favor of probable cause, no?
Oo.
And then we will be transmitting it right away to the plenary. That's May 4, no?
Okay.
The plenary should transmit copy of the committee report, the resolution, and the articles of impeachment to the complainant, the respondent vice president, and all the members of the House.
Mhm.
And upon transmittal, May 11, I may suggest that they should be ready to vote as well.
So ibig sabihin, May 11 pa ang timeline natin ma-elevate sa Senate? Ganon?
Because we need to provide. If ever the committee will be voting of the probable cause, the plenary needs to provide copy of the articles of impeachment, committee report, and resolution to all the members of the House, including the parties in this impeachment complaint before the plenary vote.
Yung May 11, confident ba kayo na wala tayong problema sa technicality? O tama pa rin ba yung 2 months na 60 days na ni-refer? Baka na naman ma-question kayo doon.
Mahaba actually yung binigay na period sa Justice Committee because you remember, Danny, binago ng Supreme Court yung definition ng session day, di ba?
Oo.
As a matter of fact, nung pinabilang ko yung 60 session day, if we will strictly apply the definition of the Supreme Court, baka abutin pa yan ng January next year.
Aba,
no? But of course,
kaya
we
pala.
appreciate that this kind of proceeding should not be delayed. Because it entails the interest of the sovereign Filipino people. So, kung wala na namang ibang concerns ng justice members, they should be ready to vote. And then we will be having a hearing again for the approval of committee report, whatever it is, whether it is in favor or not in favor of the probable cause, that should be on May 4. On May 4, we will transmit also. And after transmit to the plenary, upon receipt of the plenary should transmit the copy of the documents also to the parties, especially the vice president and the House members. After that, they should be ready to vote. The plenary should be ready to vote.
Kong Jervil, as it is now, yung mga revelations, pati na yung kay Senator Trillanes, ang dami kasing mga damaging, mga testimonies. You have the numbers, It's way beyond the 106, I would suppose. Ang narinig ko is 155. Tama ho ba na very confident kayo na darating talaga at aabot na sa Senado to for trial?
Danny, I do not want to preempt the voting before the Justice Committee and the plenary, but I want to affirm what you said. Napakababa ng threshold.
Oo, yung probable
cause lang.
Oo.
And if you will be considering the decision of the COA on the disallowance, the 3 additional notices of disallowance, the affidavit of Madriaga, the report of AMLAC, the affidavit of Trillanes, parang pag tinignan mo to considering na minimal lang, di ba? You can perceive already the mindset of the members of the Justice Committee.
Bago kita bitawan, Kong Jervil, ibig sabihin, definite na ba being the chair ng Justice Committee sa House, you will be part of the prosecution panel if ever it gets to the Senate for trial? Tama ba?
No, that is not definite, Danny, because
Okay.
members of the prosecution panel are elected by the plenary.
Okay.
So it will depend on the plenary who will become members of the prosecution team.
Okay, ma'am. Nako, maraming salamat sa oras ha. At alam ko, busy kayo at mahina yung linya natin. Pero at least marami ko kayo na ibahagi. Thank you. Thank you, Kong.
Sorry, challenging yung signal. But anyway, maraming salamat, Danny. And thank you sa lahat ng viewers and followers.
Okay, maraming salamat ho. Yan ho si Congresswoman Jervil Jinky Luistro, 2nd District ng Batangas. Ako, papunta pala siya Batangas. Siya rin ho ang chairperson ng House Committee on Justice. Abangan ho natin bukas dahil special coverage uli ang DZMM regarding dito sa last hearing ng Justice Committee dito sa issue ng impeachment against Vice President Sara. Anyway, meron lang tayo report na ipapasok. Malacanang iginiit na seryosong banta ang